What if the greatest threat to your freedom isn't a dictator with a gun, but a central planner with a pen? Today, we dive into the mind of Friedrich August von Hayek, the Nobel laureate who warned the world about the dangers of central planning, the power of spontaneous order, and the road to serfdom. In the next 12 minutes, you'll discover why Hayek's ideas, born from the ruins of the 20th century, are more relevant than ever in our age of inflation, government overreach, and tech monopolies. This is Austrian Economics Explained. Let's begin. Born May 8, 1899, in Vienna, the beating heart of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Friedrich Hayek entered a world teetering on the edge. His father, August, a physician and botanist, and mother, Felicitas, from an academic family, raised Friedrich and his brothers in a home buzzing with ideas. Vienna wasn't just a city. It was a crucible where Freud, Klimt, and economists like Karl Menger clashed in smoky cafes. World War I shattered this world. At 18, Hayek enlisted in the Austrian artillery, facing the Italian front's mud and chaos. The war's devastation, empires crumbling, economies collapsing, shaped his distrust of centralized power. Back in Vienna by 1918, he found hyperinflation and socialist revolts tearing at society's seams. At the University of Vienna, he earned doctorates in law and political science by 1923, studying under Friedrich von Wieser, a pioneer of opportunity cost. But the real spark? Ludwig von Mises's private seminars. Mises, the Austrian School's firebrand, mentored Hayek alongside future stars like Fritz Machlup and Oscar Morgenstern. In those candlelit rooms, Hayek absorbed Mises's critique of socialism and his theory of money. A 1923 stint at NYU exposed him to American empiricism, but it only deepened his Austrian roots. Logic over numbers, principles over predictions. By 1927, he co-founded the Austrian Institute for Business Cycle Research, warning of the 1920s boom's inevitable crash. His star was rising, and the world was about to listen. Hayek didn't invent the Austrian School, but he made it soar. Born from Karl Menger's 1871 manifesto, the Austrian School rejected Marxism's labor theory and classical economics math obsession. Value is subjective. Your coffee's worth what you think it is. Eugen von Bohm-Bawerk added time. Savings, not state edicts, drive production. Mises, Hayek's mentor, weaponized this in Socialism, 1922, proving central planning can't compute prices. Hayek built on this, blending economics with philosophy. Influenced by Mises's praxeology, human action as purposeful choice, he wove in Scottish Enlightenment thinkers like Adam Smith, whose invisible hand prefigured spontaneous order. From biology, he saw markets as evolving ecosystems, not engineered machines. And from psychology, the mind as a pattern finder, coordinating society through trade. In 1931, invited by Lionel Robbins to the London School of Economics, Hayek became Tuch Professor, sparring with Keynes's rising star. His lectures turned Mises's ideas into a global force, setting the stage for his own breakthroughs. At the heart of Hayek's legacy lie a handful of ideas that transformed economics and continue to shape debates about markets, government, and freedom to this day. One of the first moments that brought these ideas to the world's attention was his famous intellectual clash with John Maynard Keynes in the 1930s. While Keynes argued that governments should actively manage the economy through spending and interest rates, Hayek warned that such intervention distorts the delicate signals markets rely on. In 1931, Hayek left Vienna and joined the London School of Economics. He came to England not just for a new job, but because he saw the rise of socialism and central planning spreading across Europe. London became his intellectual home, where he would sharpen his ideas against the dominant thinking of the time. His most influential book arrived in 1944, The Road to Serfdom. In it, Hayek made a chilling argument that even well-intentioned central planning can gradually erode individual freedom. The more the state tries to control economic outcomes, the more it must influence individual choices. Good intentions, he argued, are no guarantee against the road to serfdom. A year later, in his landmark 1945 essay, The Use of Knowledge in Society, Hayek introduced one of his most influential ideas. No central planner can ever possess the countless pieces of dispersed, local knowledge held by millions of individuals. The farmer knows his crop yield. The baker knows when flour is running short. The shopkeeper notices changing customer demand. This information is constantly changing and impossible for any bureaucracy to collect in real time. Markets solve this problem through prices, a decentralized system that communicates information about scarcity, demand, and opportunity. As Hayek wrote, the price system is a mechanism for communicating information. Despite being dismissed by many intellectuals at the time, Hayek's ideas gained new life decades later. In 1974, he received the Nobel Prize in Economics, a remarkable validation, especially since he shared it with Gunnar Myrdal, a socialist thinker whose views were almost the exact opposite of his own. The Nobel Committee recognized Hayek's pioneering work on monetary theory and the interdependence of economic, social, and institutional phenomena. His ideas would later influence world leaders. Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan both read The Road to Serfdom and openly credited Hayek's thinking in their fight against excessive government control and inflation in the 1980s. But perhaps Hayek's most beautiful and profound concept is that of spontaneous order. Hayek realized that the most complex and efficient systems in society are not designed by anyone. They emerge naturally from the actions of countless individuals, each pursuing their own goals with their own unique knowledge. No central authority plans the modern economy, yet goods flow, innovations appear, and needs are met with astonishing coordination. This spontaneous order is made possible through prices, which act as a vast, decentralized information system. It's why the empty shelves of planned economies stand in permanent contrast to the abundance of free markets. In a centrally planned system, a few officials try to guess what millions of people want and need. They lack the dispersed, local knowledge that only individuals possess. Market prices, by contrast, constantly collect and transmit this knowledge. When something becomes scarce, its price rises, telling producers to make more and consumers to use less, without anyone needing to issue commands. Hayek called competition a discovery procedure. It's not just about efficiency. Through trial and error, experimentation, and the constant testing of new ideas, competition reveals possibilities that no planner could ever imagine. This process drives innovation, improves quality, and creates the incredible variety we take for granted in free societies. Ultimately, Hayek defended individual liberty and limited government, not merely on moral grounds, but on practical ones. Only when people are free to act on their own knowledge can society harness the enormous pool of dispersed information that no single mind could ever possess. When governments go too far and try to direct economic life, they don't just reduce freedom, they cripple the very mechanism that allows advanced civilization to exist. This is the enduring power of Hayek's thought. He showed us that freedom is not just desirable, it is economically indispensable.
This is the enduring power of Hayek's thought. He showed us that freedom is not just desirable, it is economically indispensable. And that brings us to the real reason why Hayek still matters today. In a world that increasingly puts its faith in experts, algorithms, regulators, and central planners, Hayek reminds us of a fundamental truth. No one can ever know enough to run a complex society from the top down. The knowledge required to coordinate millions of individuals, their desires, their skills, and their constantly changing circumstances is simply too vast, too local, and too dynamic for any central authority to possess. This is not a call for chaos. It is a call for humility in the face of human complexity. Hayek didn't promise us a perfect world. He offered something far more realistic and far more powerful, a system that allows imperfect human beings to cooperate peacefully on a massive scale, not through coercion, but through voluntary exchange and the decentralized miracle of market prices. And when we look around today at recurring boom and bust cycles, the steady erosion of purchasing power, and the growing confidence of governments, central bankers, and so-called experts who believe they can manage the economy better than millions of free individuals, we see Hayek's warnings unfolding before our eyes. His message was never about left versus right. It was about knowledge versus ignorance, humility versus arrogance, liberty versus control. At the heart of Hayek's work lies what he called the fatal conceit, the belief that someone at the top can possess enough knowledge to direct the lives of millions. It's not merely mistaken, it is the height of intellectual arrogance. And history has shown time and again where that arrogance leads. The planners never seem to run out of explanations. Every failure is blamed on bad luck, greedy markets, insufficient regulation, or the claim that they simply didn't have enough power yet. One thing, however, they never run out of is confidence. The rest of us are usually expected to provide the money. If this video helped you see these issues more clearly, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribed. New videos drop regularly, usually twice a week. I'm Professor Finley, and I'll see you in the next one.